Yo, 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 it's Fight Bloodline. This is the UFC 325 recap with your host, Cash Money, Mr. Paper Taker, Mr. Take That Chinny Chin Chin. I am by myself today, but we all good because it's the after show, the recap of UFC 325. Let me just say, this card was a banger. We had Alexander Volkanovski defeat Diego Lopez in the main event. Banger fight, I wouldn't say fight of the year, nothing like I said on the podcast, but it still was a really good fight, and I believe that could have been fight of the night on there, but I think Tattoo Austin Talish and Teixeira could have gotten that too. But man, I feel like that really just shows how much of we'll get to that later. This is the after show, and we're gonna break down every fight on the main card and like what happened and potential next matchups for the winners of these fights. Starting off in the lightweight division, we got Quinton Salkid versus Jamie Mulcahy. Quinton Salkid just shows that he's dangerous everywhere, not just on the feet, but he is also dangerous with the stand-up. Well, we already know he's dangerous on the stand-up, but he's dangerous on the ground too as well. So he doesn't have questionable wrestling, like I said in the last episode. So he's good all the way around. I believe his wrestling. I mean, the judo toss was beautiful that he did. And, his kickboxing's already there. It's top notch. He's got a lot of power in his kicks and his hands. And, I see a bright future for him. But he did, I believe it was round number 1. He went out there, judo sweeped him, got him in the rear naked choke, and finished him via tap out. Me personally, I think Quinton Salkid should fight either Michael Chandler, Beneil Dariush, and this is a crazy one, but maybe a Dan Hooker matchup for like a fight night randomly coming up, like in the Apex or something between Hooker and Salkid. But I believe it should be one of those three, and the best out of those three, I think the only one that the UFC I think would really do is Quinton Salkid and Michael Chandler. But we gotta see what they think about it. But I see a bright future for the young Quinton Salkid. And this is our new podcast setup. Obviously, you can see it's not done since we don't got the shelf up in the background with all the stuff on it. But we're going to have to rock with this for now. It's probably going to be for the next 2 episodes maybe. As soon as I get it up, it'll be up there. You guys will notice. I'll probably end up talking about it. Moving on next, we had the heavyweight fight between Tai Tuivasa and Talish and Teixeira. We had Talish and Teixeira winning this one by decision, and we got it. Like I said, Tai Tuivasa is not the same guy no more. But can I say, I think I have better cardio than both of them. These fat boys got tired in the first round. But big shots by Tai Tuivasa is probably the best he's ever looked in the last of his 6 fights, which were all losses, unfortunately for him. But this is the best he's looked, honestly. In shape wise, I would say he looks he looks the same every time. Like, come on, it's Tai Tuivasa, it's Shui Vasa. But Talish and Teixeira fought his fight. He played it right, and I feel like Tai Tuivasa kind of lost his fight on his own. There's a couple times where he could have just thrown bombs when he was on the cage, but he didn't. Instead, he tried to wrestle because he was tired, or not necessarily wrestling, just hold him up against the fence so that he could breathe. But the thing is, Talish and Teixeira also got gassed out, and that's why I also think that Tai Tuivasa could have won. Like, if he really wanted it that bad, he would have thrown him off the fence and just started throwing those hooks and uppercuts. He wouldn't end up knocking him out, I believe, because he was hitting him a lot more. Like, I feel like Tai Tuivasa landed more strikes than Talish and Teixeira did. But Talish, you gotta give him respect. He won. And he had that nice combo in round 2, I believe, where he was like, what? Tai Tuivasa was just sitting there taking it. And, pause, but, yeah, I'd say pretty good performance by Talish and Teixeira, break him into that top 15. His last go around with Derek Lewis didn't go so well, with him getting brutally knocked out in the first round by the Killer Gorilla himself. But yeah, pretty good fight. I feel like it would have been better if they both didn't get tired, and Tai Tuivasa definitely could have won that if he didn't gas out in the first round. But I don't see. Honestly, I don't think Talia Teixeira is that good, and Tai Tuivasa is probably going out the UFC here soon. So not a very bright future. But if I did have to match make Talia Teixeira's next fight, um, I I they got that one guy out of Aspinall's camp. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Auntie Delaja. I do see a possible matchup with him. Maybe like a Josh Hokit. Well, I don't know. They're probably gonna end up doing Josh Hokit and Waldo Cortez Acosta. It's only right. They've been going on each other about online for weeks now. But yeah, I think Talashin probably ends up getting a fight against Auntie Delaja, or I don't know if he's gonna get Jalton Almeida, because Jalton Almeida, I believe, fights this weekend for the card coming on Friday, or for the episode coming on Friday. I believe he's the co-main event. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, the episode coming this Friday. Vinicius Oliveira takes on Mario Batista. Make sure you go check that out when the episode's out. Yeah, I think Tash Teixeira probably gets somebody top 10 through 14. Some, nothing crazy, but just probably what he basically deserved for that fight. Not a lot. But next fight, we got a lightweight bout between Rafael Fiziev and Mauricio Rufy. Mauricio did win this fight via TKO in round 2. I think he was just faster than Rafael. He was very like Rafael. I believe hit him once really good, where he caught him on the fence like that with the left hook, and it almost I wouldn't say even rocked Mauricio, but it definitely hit him. Like you could tell, he that was pretty much the only time he got hit hard during that whole fight. But then all he had to do was just find the range, take a step back. I believe it was a head kick, which kind of like rocked him a little bit, but not a whole lot. It was mostly the head kick that did the damage, and then he got hit with that left cross that just rocked him, sent him spinning around. Like, he got caught, and it happens. Well, everybody's been caught, has been fought. If you fought him before, you have been caught. There's no doubt about it. You've been caught. But when you're fighting a guy like Mauricio Rufy, who has that finishing ability, pause, you can't make mistakes like that. And I believe I said on the podcast that Fiziev would march him down and make it a bloody fight. But that's not the same Fiziev we saw fight Justin Gaethje. I feel like Fiziev was a better fighter the night that he fought Justin. And he is a little bit older. I see that, 32-29. But still, I feel like he still could have won that fight if he was more confident, and if he would just made a boxing range, pressured him, just beat the smack out of him. But Rufy did come back off that last loss to Benoit Saint-Denis. He looks a lot better now, and training with AKA and that whole thing with John Silva, which like those dudes are on two different levels. But for the future, a fight between them at 155 would go crazy. Just saying, since freaking John Silva, I personally don't know who makes. I don't know how you make that man angry. He just wakes up angry. Just ask Arnold Allen, Bryce Mitchell. Diego kind of handled him though. Diego didn't really care. But yeah, him and Mauricio Rufy have been arguing online a lot. Who even knows what that's all about? I believe John Silva's all mad because he went to go train in the AKA with or not Eric AKA the City Kickboxing with Israel Adesanya, Volkanovski, Hooker. I believe Karkov France is in that gym. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think that's why Gene Silva's all mad at Rufy right now. But who even cares about that? We gotta get my dog Rufy a top contender. And I either see him fighting Dan Hooker next, which wouldn't be a bad matchup. I feel like he would also win that one just because Dan Hooker loves to be punched in the face and split in the face, like all bad. I don't understand it, but yeah. So I believe there's a good Dan Hooker matchup. Possible Paddy Pimblett, but I think Paddy's gonna wait to fight the loser of Oliveira and Holloway, possibly, or somebody in that top 5, because I believe he was really tough in that Gaethje fight. With him losing kind of really bad, it happens to the best of us. But yeah, I think we've covered that fight. Really, I think Roof either fights. If it's not Hooker, then maybe a rematch with Benoit Saint Denis or a possible. This would be crazy, but say Holloway were to lose really bad, which might be one of my picks. You could have a possible fight Max Holloway. But we gotta see. But for now, I think he's probably end up getting matched up against the man himself, Dan Hooker, who got dominated in this fight against Benoit Saint Denis. He did really good for the first round. I believe he could have finished Benoit if he really wanted to. I just don't think he realized how bad he was hurting Benoit Saint Denis to the body. Like, he was ripping him with the body kicks, and Benoit was like, you could literally see he was hurting. Like, every time Hooker kicked him, you could see like Benoit either take a deep breath or just like hold his side really good. So yeah, I think Dan could have had it, but he blew it. And then Benoit Saint Denis just freaking took him down and gave one of the most brutal beatings I've ever seen. I don't know why Hooker smiles when he's taking elbows to the face. I don't know why he likes to get absolutely dog walked and just like beat the crap out of it. It's confusing. Like, I just no, not cut out for that. Like, I was talking with one of my buddies today about like all the different MMA stuff, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and all that, and freaking we were both just talking about the bare knuckle. Like, I feel like that's how Dan Hooker fights. Like, he wants to get bloodied up in the face. He wants to get punched. Like, he's a weird little Aussie, he is, or New Zealand, whatever you want to call him. But for Benoit Saint Denis, this was one of his best performances yet. I believe that he has a chance at beating some of the top 5 lightweights in the division. And, we got to see what Max Holloway looks like against his fight against Charles Oliveira, if he has really good takedown defense or not. Like, I think Charles is honestly just going to go out there and mollywop him with the wrestling. But, we all got to see how Max's takedown defense looks like. But Benoit Saint Denis looks really, really good. I know we had that loss to Hanato Moicano, but like right now, I feel like we would all take Benoit Saint Denis in a rematch. But freaking, yeah, he's a killer. I believe he could go out there and do. Did my mic die? Excuse me. My bad. My other mic died, so that was the. I grabbed the one that was dead. That is my fault, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where I left off, but I think I was talking about. I'm gonna just restart what I was saying about Benoit Saint Denis. Dude's a dog. I think he has potential to beat some of the people in the top 5. He has a solid shot against Sarukian if he fights him for the number 1 contender, which I definitely think they're going to do next. If Armand doesn't go down like he said he wanted to, maybe challenge for the belt, which I doubt it. Because I don't think it'd be fair to Volkanovski, Evulov, or Lerone. But yeah, Benoit's a dog. One of the best, and I believe he's rated top 5 now or top 6. But if I had to book him next, I don't know if Armand's gonna accept that fight just because he really wants that freaking title shot. That like, oh then I'm good boy. I won't do nothing, bro. You ain't gotta freaking get on Dana's meat to get a title shot, bro. Just wait, bro. Just wait. I'm telling you, you'll get to Poirier. You just gotta wait for Justin to get absolutely destroyed. Crazy take by me. Think not. Yeah, like I was saying, I think Benoit Saint Denis, his next 3 matchups, like 3 contenders, could be either Armand, possible BMF, which is what he said he wanted. He wanted a BMF fight between I think he said he wants the winner of Holloway and Oliveira. Wouldn't be mad at all to see that, but definitely would be a really good fight between any of those dudes. I personally think he should go fight Paddy Pimblett, maybe, or like Armand Sarukian. Definitely one of those 2. Next, moving on to the main event, where Alexander Volkanovski just absolutely dominated Diego Lopez. I mean, he literally sat on him in the fifth round for at least 2 minutes. Like, that'd be really embarrassing for Diego. Person, if I was Diego, I would have just tapped out right there. I would have quit UFC. I would have cut my hair and, like moved on to a different life, changed my identity. Because that was one of the most embarrassing losses I think I've seen in a fat minute. I believe Diego lost every single round. Like, I mean, he dropped Volk, but I mean, it was hardly like Volk was literally just like, hua, hua. Like, he just got up, but like he just got caught. That's how you put it. He just got caught. Nothing more, nothing less. He even admitted it. He said he got caught. After that, started to freaking. He just beat down on Diego Lopez. This is like the Max Holloway thing. If Diego Lopez is going to rack up like 2 more wins against big names, Volk's still going to be the champion. Then they're going to give Diego another shot after Volk dominates whoever the winner, Murphy and Evilov, coming up here soon. And then Volkanovski's going to freaking. He's going to do what he did to Max Holloway. Just beat the crap out of him 3 times in a row. Diego Lopez will never be a champion if Volkanovski is that champion. But fortunate enough for Diego Lopez, Volkanovski is 37, so he could see a possible retirement after he beats Evila, or the winner of Evila and Lerone Murphy, because I believe that's who he should fight next. But since the main event, I have to book Diego a fight. I think honestly he should get I think he should get the loser of Evila and Murphy a rematch. Movscar would go crazy because they have a lot of, like, both of those guys have a lot of where'd you say it? Like, they fought each other before, and it was a really close the first fight. And then who wouldn't want to see Lerone Murphy fight Diego Lopez? Like, that's a really good fight. Like, I believe that'd be numbers. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the recap. And then I just want to talk about some of the fights that are coming up. Just a little bit early predictions and some White House predictions. Because on that White House card, I'm going to go back to my old videos, my predictions. This is going to be part 1. I think I think at least 3 fights that have a chance of being on there would be Colby Covington versus Kevin Holland. Definitely as a prelim fight. I think we possibly see Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. And another fight that I heard was going to be on there was Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes, rebook since Kayla hurt her neck. That's all I'm saying for now. I'm your host, Cash Money, Mr. Take That Chinny Chin Chin. How do I put it? About the footage last week, I lost that for the prelims, and I only had the main card, and I did not want to shoot at 1 a.m. in the morning. That's my fault. We will make sure that won't happen again. It's just my phone. It had a weird storage thing with it, and then I was really just trying to record the episode, finish it, and unfortunately, I did lose the footage, which sucks a whole lot. But I am your host, Cash Money, Mr. Take That Chinny Chin Chin. The freaking merch, which I hope is coming out here soon. Maybe figure that out. This has been another episode of Fight Bloodline, and we out, y'all.